Some beats are good, but some are next level. Let's find out the difference today as we go through the best beats from you, my YouTube audience, with the possible appearance by Dr. Dre. But probably not. Someone named Dr. Dre submitted a beat to me. It's probably not him, but the beat kind of sounds like him. I don't know, you can decide yourself. If you don't know the story, last month I put out a new sample pack along with a contest with thousands of dollars worth of prizes. So today we're gonna see who won. And if you wanna check out this sample pack, it is available still in the description box below. All the samples are 100% royalty free, 100% legal, so you can post beats using them online and you'll never have to worry about legal mumbo jumbo. So here is the format. There are 3 prizes for the producers who bought the pack, 1 prize for the producer who used the freebie version, and I also want to share 6 honorable mentions. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check out these beats, starting with the honorable mentions in no particular order. The first one here is by a producer named Yummy, so let's just jump right in. So I really like the way the sample is being used here. You can hear it's these shorter chops. I also thought the drum work was really great in this beat as well. But in terms of what I didn't like, so you can hear from this beat right now, it does have a little bit of flatness. It feels like all the sounds are really upfront and in your face. I would have liked a little bit more depth in the beat, maybe a few sounds that had some reverb, some depth, just so we get that dimensionality in the beat. And while the sample chopping is creative, what I didn't like about this beat is something you can hear a little bit later here. So it's a multi-beat beat. We have this beat switch that happens, and I just do not like this second idea at all. And this is something that I've talked about in the past. I would much prefer producers just have one idea and send it, as opposed to having this multi-beat approach, just because oftentimes if one of the beats is a little bit substandard and not as good, I feel the entire beat just gets dragged down. Nonetheless, great work by Yummy. Congratulations on the honorable mention. The next beat that is an honorable mention is by KVS, so let's take a listen. So I really like the layering and the approach to this beat. It's not just a simple loop, which is what most people ended up doing for their beat. So a great arrangement as well. We have very distinct parts of this beat that feel a little bit different from one another. As you can hear a little bit more forward, so we have something a little bit different here. Now the thing that I didn't quite like about this beat is it just doesn't feel full. The higher frequencies in this beat are a bit dead. The high end of the snare is kind of the only bright sound. And it really creates this imbalance where we have this huge pocket of frequencies that just feels empty. And I just do think that the other beats within this contest just did a better job of creating a more full balance. Nonetheless, I really do like that core idea in this beat. Up next, a beat by Juan Luna. So this beat, I thought he did a great job in creating a full sounding beat. It had a great amount of balance. The drums are great too. We have this sort of classic throwback boom bap idea. Really love that bass line in this beat as well. The sample feels very cohesive. And yeah, with this beat, I can't really say I can pinpoint anything that I actively dislike. I just feel as though the other beats that did win were just more personally closer to my taste. So I can't really say anything negative here about Juan's beat. Great job. So this next honorable mention was really, really close. This is by Brown Jewel, but I do want to point out some things that I felt as though dragged the beat down a bit. So I'll hit play here. So I really love the drums as well as the drum pattern. Really unique approach overall. As you can hear, the beat sounds really full and amazing. We do have this slightly different section here, so some work was done in the arrangement. But the part that I didn't like is coming up here. Right here. So once again, yet another beat switch, which just doesn't feel as strong as the main idea. So I just feel like overall, if you have this urge to have a beat switch in your beat, my question to you is why? Oftentimes I get the sense that people just don't feel confident and strong, and so they think, well, maybe if I add another beat in here or a third beat, well, then my chances improve of actually winning or making something that people will actually like. I would much prefer someone just be confident in their one beat idea, put it forward, and just let the results speak for themselves. I sincerely think this could have been a sort of top 3 beat had it not been for that beat switch. This next beat is by a producer named Jess O. We have a Google Drive beat. This is going to take forever to load. So I'll just sit here and wait. Come on. There we go. This is yet another beat that just did a great job in feeling full and complete. Great way of using the sample as well. Really cool idea of going this sort of A-B back and forth call and response. Great sounding drums as well. Yeah, with this beat, it has a full arrangement as well. Overall, I can't really pinpoint anything that, again, just jumps out to me as wrong or bad. This is yet another beat where I just felt as though the other beat that were winners just edged it out, but really good job here by Jesso. And finally, the last honorable mention here is by Stibby Beats. This one felt very different than all the other submissions, but I really respect Stibby for going out on a limb and just doing something extremely unique here. This beat feels very young, leanish. So this beat does have vocals. It does feel like a more complete song. But everything really sounds great. I think, again, this could have been a top contender, but I feel as though oftentimes with these more ambient beats, one of the things that producers will often do is make every single sound in their beat feel ambient, add some degree of reverb or delay onto it. And so like I mentioned earlier, we do have this beat that the first beat that we looked at had a lack of dimensionality or depth. This beat also has the same problem, but a little bit differently. The first beat, everything felt flat and very forward, whereas this beat, everything feels very washed out and drawn back. Oftentimes you do want some variation in where these sounds sit. And obviously with ambient beats, everything is going to sit a little bit further back for the most part, but just having one or two textures, even if it's just the hi-hat or just the snare, be very dry and very upfront can add that level of dimensionality that the beat needs. So those are the honorable mentions. Really great work. You guys did phenomenally. You beat 90% or 95% of the other beats, but let us now move on to the top beats that did become prize winners. The first beat that we're going to look at is the beat that won the freebie version. So this producer won $250 for their beat. It is a beat by a producer named Jackal. So already great drum work. The drums feel very present and very upfront. Everything sounds clean as well. The sample usage feels creative. It's not just a simple loop with drums over top. As you can hear, the beat does change. It has a lot of different sections, but everything ties to the same idea. It's not just this forced beat switch. And a lot of different material is used, but everything comes together cohesively. This is just a really impressive beat here by Jackal. So congratulations to Jackal, you did amazing work here. And thank you for submitting your beat. It was beautiful. Now let's look at the third place winner for the top 3 beats for the paid version. The third place winner is Dr. Dre. Someone submitted their beat. They entered their name as Dr. Dre. I don't know if it's actually Dr. Dre. I would highly doubt it, but their beat does feel very West Coasty. I don't know who it is, but nonetheless, let's take a listen to the beat here. So you can hear it is a West Coast beat, much different than all the other beats, or I'd say 90% of the beats I just focused on boom bap. And so instantly this made it stand out from the competition. Everything's really high quality. We have that great sounding bass, the drum pattern sounds great, drums are very upfront. We sort of have this back and forth idea, this A and B type of call and response beat. So yeah, overall, well done to Dr. Dre. Congratulations on winning the third place prize. And something that jumps out to me, a quote that jumped out when I listened to this beat: different is better than better. So if you want to stand out, you can try and, optimize that top 5% of your beat, or you can just make something that sounds a little bit different that most people will not make. My audience is full of boom bap beat makers, and so just by making something that feels a bit different and stands out, you automatically catch my attention. So just an idea you can think about that I often do as well. Different is better than better. Next up, the second place winner. Congratulations to the producer by the name of Ones. So let's take a listen here.
Like the leaf, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
So instantly this has amazing drum work. The sample usage is great here as well. We have this multi-layering approach. So you can see there were 2 samples in the pack that he used and combined them both. Very impressive. You can hear this guitar that comes in. Sounds like it has a resampling or repitching method that was used to create this pattern. So yeah, phenomenal work by Ones here. So in terms of what I don't like about this beat, honestly, there's nothing. I just happen to like one beat more than this one, and hopefully when I play it, you'll see why. But nonetheless, fantastic work, Ones. You made a great beat here, and congratulations on winning 500 smackers. So who was first place? What beat did they make? What makes it so good? Let's take a listen to the first place winner. Congratulations on winning $1,000. Cleans the Producer is the winner. At first, when I saw this write-up, you can see he used 9 different samples. So I was just like, oh, this is just going to be a mess. He even misspelled my name. So I was just like, I don't know what to expect here. But as soon as I listen to this beat, I'll just play it here. The amount of detail in this beat is in my opinion, head and shoulders above pretty much almost every other beat that I listened to in this contest. We can hear we have these changing ideas in the beat, but everything is tied together in that sort of central jazz funk theme. I don't know if this picture is actually how the beat looked, but I believe it. There's just so much detail in this beat. The beat sort of collapses and condenses and minimizes and then expands. I really love the arrangement here. We hear a lot of Cleans' own sounds being added into the beat as well. And everything works flawlessly. Everything feels as though it fits. And you can hear, even though the beat changes, it all feels like it ties to the exact same idea and theme, so it doesn't feel like a forced beat switch. Honestly, I feel like this beat could have been on like To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick or something. It feels as though it has that level of production to it. And it fits the same theme of that album as well in terms of the musicality and the direction. There's so many different sounds and ideas in this beat, but everything just integrates so well. The drums change and yet they feel very similar. A nice smooth fade out here. So congratulations to Clean. That was an amazing beat, and congratulations to everyone who joined, and I hope you guys had a lot of fun and hope you learned something from this video with my little criticisms and judgments. Thank you again to everyone who supported this pack and bought it. It really means a lot to me. I try my best to put out things that people like and will get a lot of use out of, and so I hope it was worth it. And if that was actually Dr. Dre, I apologize for putting you at third place, but Clean's here really rocked it. And that is about it. Hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And other than that, I will see you next week. Bye bye.